Hi everybody. In this video, I'll show you some of the very basics about working with creating your own Jupyter Notebook. So in a previous video, I showed you how to create a new Jupyter Notebook and call it project. And I added some simple text in the first code file. So to use these notebooks, there are the basic unit of working with is a cell. And so a cell is this gray box that has this kind of bracket over this. And there are two types of cell. This particular cell is a code cell. So if you noticed that I typed here, I started it with a hashtag because that is a Python comment. If I run this cell, it does nothing because a comment is ignored by Python. If I hit return and put some basic Python code, and then run the cell, it will interpret the code and do whatever output that I've requested. So in this particular cell, I hit print v, and so in this case, it followed my instructions and printed. You can see I added another line here, and it still only printed out the thing. One cool aspect about a Jupyter code block is if you have whatever thing that you have on the last line, it'll automatically have that as part of the output. So even though I didn't say print m, since I've just had the m object here, it printed it out as just like a nice feature to have. So this is a code cell, which does Python code. And it can also be used for some other code, but that'll be for a following video. And the other aspect of a Jupyter Notebook is you can have description. So it uses what we call Markdown. And if I type in some text and try to run this cell, it will complain because this is not valid Python. So if I change this from a code cell to a Markdown and then run the cell, then it will display it as text. So if you're familiar with Markdown, there are you can make headings using these hashtags. And do other cool stuff like creating a list with just dashes. And when you run this cell, it will change that Markdown into that formatted text. So you can do two ways to switch from cells from code to Markdown. So if you see this little box here, you can click it and change that. So that's changed it to Markdown. And if I run it, it'll now just print it out. And then I can convert it back to code and then run it again. And now it will output the results of that.